The second body changed everything. It was found inside an abandoned print warehouse on the edge of Ashford's industrial district, a place long forgotten by the city and claimed by dust and silence. The victim was male, early 40s, bound to a metal chair beneath a flickering fluorescent light. His name was Thomas Keane, a former police evidence clerk who had quietly resigned 7 years earlier. Carved into the concrete wall behind him were the same words, deeper this time, more aggressive. "You know why this happened." And just below it, etched so hard the stone had cracked militaries. "Yeah." Detective Mara Ellison stood motionless, the weight of the pattern settling in her chest. This wasn't random escalation. It was a reckoning. Keane hadn't been a public figure. He'd kept a low profile, moved to the outskirts of town, taken a job managing inventory for a hardware supplier. No one would have connected him to anything unless they knew exactly where to look. The medical examiner confirmed Keane had been dead less than 6 hours. Cause of death: blunt force trauma. Delivered with precision. No signs of panic. No struggle. He knew his killer, the me said. Or at least thought he did. Mara stepped outside, the cold air slicing through her coat. Lucas followed, his face tight. "Keane worked evidence during the Lena Holloway investigation," he said. "Chain of custody. Reports. Storage." Mara nodded slowly. "And Michael Everett wrote the story that buried it." They were no longer chasing a suspect. They were standing inside someone else's unfinished story. Michael Everett officially became a person of interest by sunrise. But by then, he was already gone. His credit cards hadn't been used. His phone was powered off. No passport activity. No known relatives nearby. To the outside world, he had vanished cleanly. Too cleanly. Mara sat in the precinct conference room, staring at the caseboard now crowded with photos, names, red strings. Claire Holloway. Thomas Keane. Lena Holloway. Michael Everett. 3 deaths, 1 survivor. Or so it seemed. What if Everett isn't the killer? Lucas said, breaking the silence. What if he's being framed? Mara looked up. By who? Lucas hesitated. By someone who knows his past. Someone who knows exactly what he hid. They pulled Everett's published work from the archives. His hit and run series had made him famous. He'd exposed a drunk driver with political connections, laid out evidence, named sources. The case had stalled anyway. Charges dropped. Evidence lost. Witnesses recanted. Lena Holloway became a footnote. But what never made it into print were Everett's private notes recovered from a backup server he hadn't wiped. Mara scrolled through them late into the night. Contradictions, doubts, names crossed out. One file stood out, labeled simply unpublished. Inside was a draft article dated 3 weeks before the series went live. The headline chilled her. The wrong driver. The body of the article laid out a different truth, one that implicated someone else entirely. Someone with no power, no protection. Someone expendable. The draft ended abruptly. No conclusion. No publication date. Just one sentence highlighted in yellow. If this goes out, people die. Mara leaned back, heart pounding. Lucas, she said softly. Everett knew, and he chose silence. They tracked Everett's last known movements through traffic cameras. He'd left his apartment the night Claire died, driving toward the industrial district, then disappeared off grid. Until a gas station camera caught him, put up, face partially obscured, staring directly into the lens. Not panicked, focused. He was holding something in his hand. A notebook. Claire's notebook. The press exploded by morning. Headlines screamed about a serial killer journalist. Social media dissected Everett's past. His words, his face. The narrative was set before the facts could catch up. Mara hated how easy it was. But something didn't sit right. Everett's emails told a different story. In the weeks before Claire's death, he'd been sending messages to an encrypted address, over and over. You don't understand what you're asking. This ends badly. Please stop digging. The replies, if they existed, were gone. Meanwhile, new evidence surfaced. Security footage from the warehouse showed a second figure entering hours before King's death. Taller, broader, face hidden beneath a cap. Not Everett. The killer had a partner, or a puppet. That night, Mara returned home long after dark. Her apartment felt unfamiliar. Shadows stretching where they hadn't before. She locked the door, checked the windows, then froze. On her kitchen table lay a folded piece of paper. She hadn't left it there. Her name was written on the front in neat block letters. Detective Ellison. Hands steady despite the surge of adrenaline. She opened it. Inside was a photocopy of a police report. The original Lena Holloway accident file. Sections were circled in red. Timestamps altered. Witness statements edited. Evidence logged, then mysteriously misplaced. And at the bottom, a handwritten note. You're closer than you think. Ask yourself who predicted the truth. Mara's phone rang. Unknown number. She answered without speaking. A man's voice came through the line, low and strained. You need to stop, he said. Before more people die. Michael Everett, Mara said. Silence. Then quietly, they're not letting me tell you everything. Not yet. Who is they? She demanded. A sound in the background, metal scraping. A door slamming. Everett's voice dropped to a whisper. The person you trust most. The line went dead. Within the hour, Internal Affairs arrived at the precinct. Someone had flagged Mara's access to sealed records. Someone high up. As the walls closed in, Lucas pulled her aside, voice urgent. ICE digging into everyone connected to Lena's case, he said. Including former supervisors. Mara's thoughts raced. Evidence clerks. Journalists. Investigators. Gatekeepers of truth. Her phone buzzed again. A text message this time. A photo. It showed a familiar office, her office, taken from the doorway, and beneath it, a single sentence. Chapter 3 starts with a confession. Mara looked up slowly. Her office door was open. The light inside was on. If you think the danger is closing in now, you haven't seen anything yet. Like this video, subscribe, and stay with this story, because the final chapter will expose a truth someone was willing to kill to keep buried.